Have you heard of the Alibaba website? The e-commerce giant was founded by Chinese billionaire Jack Ma, one of the most prominent figures in the business world. However, in recent years, his sudden and mysterious absence has sparked speculation and concerns worldwide. In this video, we will delve into the intriguing story of Jack Ma, the billionaire who disappeared under the scrutiny of the Chinese government. The possible reasons behind this and the repercussions for the business world and China itself. Jack Ma, a man of humble origins born in the city of Hangzhou, founded Alibaba in 1999, an online B2B platform that would become one of the world's largest business conglomerates. His path to success, starting from a series of failures, such as being rejected from dozens of jobs and failing to enter university on his first attempt, inspired many and turned him into a symbol of the Chinese dream fulfilled. With China's economic opening in the 1970s and 1980s, driven by Deng Xiaoping's reforms, Jack Ma and many other entrepreneurs were able to thrive in an environment of rapid economic growth. Alibaba benefited from this wave of liberalization and modernization, establishing itself as the largest B2B e-commerce platform on the planet, connecting Chinese companies of all sizes to the global market. Alibaba's rise, led by Jack Ma, had a profound impact on the Chinese economy. By creating an e-commerce platform that connected Chinese companies to the world, Alibaba became a key pillar of Chinese globalization. Before Alibaba, many small and medium-sized Chinese enterprises struggled to reach international markets. The platform developed by Jack Ma allowed these businesses to access new customers, boosting Chinese exports and contributing to economic growth. The multiplier effect of Alibaba spread across various sectors, from logistics and technology to financial services. The company became an important driver of innovation, fueling the development of new technologies and business models in China. The peak of Jack Ma's career came with Alibaba's massive IPO in New York in 2014, which propelled him to the position of China's richest man, with a fortune that surpassed $50 billion. His fame grew even further with extravagant displays, constant presence in the global media, and even a public partnership with then US President Donald Trump, reinforcing his image as a successful entrepreneur. Despite Alibaba's tremendous success and Jack Ma's astronomical personal fortune, which elevated him to one of China's and the world's richest men, everything began to change abruptly from 2020 onwards. In October of that year, Jack Ma made a public speech in Shanghai, sharply criticizing the Chinese financial system, stating that the country had a poorly developed financial system prone to significant risks, even comparing financial regulators to bureaucratic and antiquated mindsets. Shortly after this controversial and bold speech, openly challenging the authorities, Jack Ma simply disappeared from public life without providing any explanation or making any further appearances. His sudden disappearance sparked speculation and concern, reigniting a worrying pattern that had been repeating with other influential Chinese billionaires who dared to challenge the power of the state. Jack Ma's sudden disappearance from the public sphere after his criticisms of the Chinese financial system raised concerns about the imposition of silence and lack of freedom of expression in China. It wasn't just Jack Ma who disappeared, but also other wealthy and influential entrepreneurs who publicly criticized the Chinese Communist Party, CCP. This pattern of disappearances led to speculation that the Chinese government's action aimed to intimidate and control the super-rich entrepreneurs, reminding them that the CCP is above everything and everyone. This practice is exemplified by the Chinese saying, which roughly translates to killing the chicken to scare the monkeys, where an example is made to intimidate other influential people. If you're enjoying the video, subscribe to the channel for more and support our content by donating a coffee in the first pinned comment. The Chinese government's response to Jack Ma's speech and the criticisms of other entrepreneurs was swift and severe. Alibaba and other companies owned by Jack Ma were subjected to penalties and stringent regulations. These actions seem to aim at diminishing the power and influence of billionaire entrepreneurs and reinforcing the CCP's dominance over the country's business and economic sector. Subsequent investigations revealed that shortly after Ma's critical speech, Chinese authorities abruptly postponed the massive IPO planned for Ant Group, Alibaba's financial services subsidiary. Additionally, the e-commerce giant itself came under heavy antitrust regulation by the government, which imposed hefty fines and mandated its division into 6 separate units. Other Chinese billionaires, such as Guo Guangchang and Ren Zhiqiang, had also disappeared under similar circumstances after criticizing the government. This pattern fueled concern that freedom of expression and entrepreneurs' autonomy were increasingly being restricted in China. After months of mysterious disappearance, Jack Ma gradually reappeared in the public sphere, but in a much more discreet and cautious manner than before. His sudden absence had sparked various speculations about what might have happened to the billionaire. Unlike his previous extravagant appearances and critical stance towards the government, Jack Ma adopted a much lower profile. His public interventions became rare, and he avoided making any political comments, demonstrating a clear change in behavior. The consequences of his previous actions were not so lenient. Ant Group had its highly anticipated IPO cancelled and was forced to restructure under direct government supervision. Furthermore, Alibaba itself, the e-commerce giant founded by Jack Ma, was fined a record $2.8 billion for alleged anti-competitive practices. This forced restructuring imposed significant changes in the company's structure and business model. This division represented a clear retreat from the power and dominance that Alibaba had gained under Jack Ma's leadership. His story serves as a reminder that in China, nothing and no one supersedes the supreme authority of the Chinese Communist Party, which does not tolerate any challenge to its hegemony. Jack Ma and Alibaba's case serves as a clear warning to entrepreneurs operating in China about the need to closely monitor political and regulatory changes that may affect their businesses. Some of the key trends that entrepreneurs should watch include increased state intervention. The Chinese government has shown a growing willingness to intervene directly in businesses, whether through fines, restrictions, or even forced restructuring, as seen in Alibaba's case. This makes it clear that no company is above state control. Restrictions on freedom of expression. Jack Ma's case highlighted that there are very clear limits to freedom of expression, even for prominent figures in the business world. Criticizing the government or the financial system can result in severe consequences. Priority to party ideology. The Chinese Communist Party has made it clear that its political and ideological hegemony must be preserved above all else. Any perception of challenging this supremacy can be harshly punished. Increased antitrust scrutiny. The billion-dollar fine imposed on Alibaba for anti-competitive practices shows that the government is increasingly vigilant about the concentration of economic power in the hands of large conglomerates. This requires entrepreneurs to keep their practices in strict compliance with antitrust regulations. Need for political alignment. To thrive in China, entrepreneurs need to demonstrate clear alignment with the priorities and agenda of the Chinese Communist Party. This includes adopting internal policies and complying with government guidelines. After the forced restructuring imposed by the Chinese government, the future of Alibaba and its founder Jack Ma remains uncertain. The division of the company into 6 independent units weakened the dominant position Alibaba had gained in the Chinese e-commerce market. This move suggests that the government is determined to limit the power and influence of large conglomerates, even those led by highly successful entrepreneurs. Furthermore, Jack Ma's gradual withdrawal from Alibaba's leadership, as well as his much more discreet public profile, indicate that the billionaire has lost much of his former prominence. His sporadic public appearances and the absence of political comments sharply contrast with his challenging stance in the past. Experts point out that Jack Ma's fall serves as a clear warning to other Chinese entrepreneurs about the risks of challenging the authority of the Chinese Communist Party. any sign of opposition or excessive accumulation of power can result in severe consequences, as demonstrated in his own trajectory. And although the United States doesn't have a dictatorial government imposing rules and norms on entrepreneurs, some of them have developed techniques to avoid paying many taxes to the government. If you want to learn about this structure, click on the video appearing on the screen. Until next time.